What I'm going to talk about today is very simple. Very simple and yet very complex. I'm going to talk about thinking about thinking. That's what we're going to do today. Thinking about thinking. Ready for this? We think, okay, 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day. 3 to 4,000 an hour, and 50 per minute. I'm going to time you for 10 seconds. Okay? 10 seconds. All right? And I just want you to just think for 10 seconds. Ready? Watch. Done. What went on? Amazing, isn't it? Amazing what happened. Some of you go, nothing. I got it. There's a couple of you that's just like, nothing, I got nothing. You said think and 10 seconds was up. That's right. And that's okay. But we do. And the more we become aware of that, and this is what I'm going to talk about for a little while, the more we become aware of that, what happens in those seconds, what happens with our thinking, it's incredibly powerful stuff. Because that's actually how we perceive the world. And they talk about, there's a lot of discussion in the media now about mindfulness. And when you realize that you've got 50,000 thoughts a day, 50 to 60, that's mindfulness. That's a lot of thinking. And if you have the right train of thought, you move forward. If you have the wrong train of thought, you actually impede your ability to do what you have to do. I got on an elevator at an event I did recently, and it was the morning, and we were going to go do the day. And I walked in and sat in the elevator, and Buddy comes in with this suitcase, and he's standing like this. And I said, how you doing? Right? And he said, I'm getting on a plane. And I said, you're actually in an elevator. I just wanted to, I didn't know if he was mistaken, right? But you see what he had done? He was already on the plane. He was still in the elevator with me. But not in his head. In his head, he was already on the plane. And we do that a lot. We get ahead of ourselves, or we get behind ourselves, okay? Instead of being here now, we're thinking about what just happened, or we're thinking about what we're going to do, and we're missing this moment. We're missing this moment. And I want to show you what happens when you start being a little mindful, when you stop, epoche, pause, step back, breathe, and look at things. Things start to look a little weird. They actually look a little different because we don't always do that. For example, I'm driving down the road. I passed this sign and it said, slow children. And I thought, that's rude. Now because of the way I work, because of the way my mind works, I think about what I'm thinking, and it starts to shift you, right? Think slow children. There was another one. And on the way, you get to Stewiacke, the big sign. It says halfway between the equator and the North Pole. Who cares? Okay, in terms of thinking, somebody thinks that's a good idea, and I always get excited. I'm there. Right? And I thought, but if that works, if that is in fact a good thing, if that's a promotion for Stewiacke, then what they should have one is just outside of Truro that says, just a little past halfway between the equator and the North Pole. It can't mean any less, it can't be any worse. I mean, you can just have them all the way around Nova Scotia. You're sort of somewhere between, Here's another one, there's another one, and I forget where it is, but it's St. Peter's. It says, slow down. We love our seniors. Not if you're letting them walk around the streets, Get off the road. We love you. I know that's not what it means. Deer crossing signs. Now you see them all the time, but do you see them? Okay? Think about it. Deer crossing signs. Okay? How do they know? Right? I get an image of the deer just running through the woods, like, gets to the road and goes, oh, where's the sign? Oh, freak, Martha, their dad's down. It's a quarter mile down here. We can't even cross, And the other thing, the deer crossing sign, it has a picture of a deer like this. Have you ever seen a deer do that? No wonder they get killed. Air Canada, Flying Air Canada, and I read in the paper that they've had ready? They call this a hard landing at the Halifax airport. How many of you knew about this? Hard landing. Remember the hard landing? The hard landing. All right. They showed a picture of the hard landing. Okay? Luggage torn off from under it. Wheel casings torn off. Engine almost ripped off. Right? In the woods. That is not a hard landing. That is called a crash. Okay? In my thinking, I think crash. Hard landing is where you go boom and you spill a drink on the nun sitting beside you. That's a hard landing. I do. No, not when the wheels come off. That's not the way it should be. Now, This is about thinking. We choose, and this is a critical aspect, we choose our thoughts. And what's really neat and what's wonderful is when you decide that fact, you are empowered to actually choose your thoughts, because so much happens in our lives that we feel are imposed upon us. Things are brought to us. Things are we are attacked with life all the time. But we can choose, not necessarily what happens to us, but what we think about and how we think about it. As I've been working on this thinking about thinking, is one of the things that I've started to understand is the stress that we feel is because of the story we're telling ourselves. Follow this. The stress that we're feeling is because of the story that we're telling ourselves. And all stress is caused by your thinking. How you're framing it, what you're seeing in your head, what you're anticipating, your desires and your aversions. I want this and I'm not having it. I don't want that and I'm having it. You think about it, stress is increased. When you stop doing that, and this is so simple, when you stop doing that and you say, I simply am accepting what is in this moment, the stress goes away. The stress goes away. Now, people who want you to be stressed will push you. They will go after you. They will challenge you. They will direct stuff at you. They will get you going because that's what they want you to do. They want you to be stressed and do something they want you to do. But in fact, you can always smile, take a deep breath, and say, this is just where we are. Thanks very much. Have a good one. See you later.